Morning Rush of Regulars. You know, we're almost at the end of July.
Okay.
Today
is today the last day or no, tomorrow?
No, tomorrow. Tomorrow. We're planning tomorrow, the last day of July. We're planning tomorrow's show today. Thanks for being here. Hey, by the way, if somebody has seen the movie Toy Story 4, was it worth it? Somebody told me it was depressing. I want to go see the movie. But
I have heard numerous complaints about Toy Story 4.
that's what I was afraid of.
Yeah. Now, I'm sure some people love it.
Or Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. What do you hear about that one? Is that good?
Is that one already out? I guess.
Yeah. It opened last weekend.
My wife wants to go see the Hobbs and Pitts or whatever, the one with the
Oh
rock.
yeah.
That's
Fast and
opening,
Furious without the dead one.
That's right. Well put.
He's not so fast anymore.
Oh my gosh! So that's happening. I guess the opening is Thursday. So maybe
You
this
know
weekend.
something. I apologize for that. That was plainly out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
And I'll tell you why. Because he wasn't driving the car that he died in the accident. Now his friend, the idiot. Now that guy, he's open for jokes.
Okay.
But not Paul.
Paul Walker or something like that.
Yeah, I'm sorry if you're a Fast and Furious fan. That was out of bounds, and I apologize.
Well, Jonathan, we got lots of stuff to talk about today. You know that tonight there is a very special event happening in the skies above South Carolina.
Okay.
A very rare triple meteor shower.
Oh yeah, what do they call us? It's this.
Well, if you go to the Morning Rush blog,
It's a meteor. It's actually 3 different showers.
that's right. So we have one that's starting tonight, the beginning of it. That's an annual thing. And then we've got the 2 others that are kind of happening at the same time. This is the peak time to watch it.
Yeah.
So we've got the Alpha Capricornids, the Southern Delta Aquilids, and the something else. What's the other one that's happening? I don't know. But AccuWeather Astronomy. Oh, the Perseid meteor showers, the annual one. That's happening tonight in South Carolina. Happens to be in what they call the good area to see it. And sometime after midnight is going to be at its best till about dawn. Is that something? Now, tomorrow you and I get up at like 3:30, so we can see it in the morning. But they say it's going to be in the southern hemisphere, so you got to look low. Don't look high. Look low.
Okay.
And it says it probably take you 15 minutes to a half hour for your eyes to adjust if you're outside of the city limits. Because probably inside Columbia, it's going to be kind of difficult with all the lights that we have around here to see it.
All right. Well, I just looked it up, by the way, because every time I read about meteor showers, I haven't taken the time to look at the International Space Station in a while.
Okay.
By the way, if you want to see that tonight at 11:07 is when you'll be able to look up and see the space station overhead, South Carolina.
Yes, Tyler Ryan usually sends out a tweet roughly about 10 minutes beforehand.
Okay.
Every time that's coming by. I guess he might even have that thing pre-scheduled. You know how you can pre-schedule tweets? Because it doesn't seem possible that you could always have it ready to go.
When can I take a look at that incredible temperature stick?
He keeps that one hidden.
Does he tweet pictures of that out?
The old temperature stick is hidden. I don't know, there might be a new one, but I don't know. The old temperature stick is hidden.
All right, one thing we'll not be talking about tomorrow morning is Tyler Ryan's temperature stick. Just know we're not going to speak of that. I'm even sad we brought it up now. Hey, a couple of things we're talking about for tomorrow. I would have laughed at you. Would have laughed out loud. I even laughed out loud at myself when this happened, and I realized what a stupid quirk this is.
What's that?
What I did in public, in a parking lot, you would have laughed out loud.
Are you going to save that for the show? Or
Yeah,
are
I'm
you
not going to tell you today.
All right, so not on the video. Tomorrow morning, we're going to talk about Jonathan's weird quirk.
Well,
maybe
you got to think about yours.
you've got one too. Maybe you got a weird quirk you'd like to share with us. What time are we doing that? At 6:30?
Yeah, I'm only going to share mine if you share yours, because it's pretty embarrassing when you start talking about your quirks.
You know, there's a Instagram post by Cardi B, the rapper. We don't play much Cardi B here on WCO.
Not much. She hasn't crossed over the country yet.
Not yet. Not yet. But anyway, she is a very anti-Trump person, apparently.
Imagine that.
And so she put up a video talking about something about how she hated Donald Trump. Here's the interesting thing. If you go to USA Today, they talk about the people who make comments, and they say most of the people, obviously, who follow Cardi B on Instagram support Cardi B's position of disliking the president. With that being said, there are a number of people who have waded into the Cardi B comment section to say things Like, here we go again. You need to stick to rapping. You obviously don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, my.
Then there's another one. Girl, please stay away from politics. I love you, but I also love Donald Trump. I'm just trying to imagine, how much guts do you have to go into a comment section like that, knowing the blowback is coming? And have you ever made a comment like that? Have you ever been like, you know that everybody on this celebrity's page is commenting one way, but you're going to go the other?
You know, I understand why they're doing it. As a matter of fact, Kelly and I now, and Tumbleweed can attest to this, we're in like nearly a corporate-wide competition. We're certainly in a competition here inside iHeartMedia Columbia. We have to gain more social media followers. That's something I've never really focused on a whole lot, but apparently it's something I need to do more of. So what you're doing when you put yourself in that situation is just trying to gain more followers. That's all.
Who's going to follow you? The people who hate you?
Well, there are going to be people on there now that are going to be drawn to it because they've seen or heard, or they've heard about the Cardi B situation. So now they're going to go find out who's pushing against Cardi B, and now if they align up with your thought process, they're going to start following you. Plainly, that's what you've done. You've taken a piece of red meat and hooked it to a topboard allure and threw it out on Lake Cardi B, is what you've done.
Oh, yeah?
You're just trolling for people to follow you.
I don't know I don't know that everybody has that same mindset, but I'm sure a lot of people do. By the way, Tumbleweed showed me that Kathy Clark is waving at us.
Hi, Kathy.
Hello,
and by the way, Kathy, if you don't follow Kelly, me, and Tumbleweed, please do that on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We got to win this competition.
Do you have the same name for all your accounts?
I do.
Is it just Jonathon Rush?
Jonathon Rush.
I used to have at Kelly Nash, and then somebody stole it. It's a long story, so now I'm at Kelly Nash Radio.
She is on a sports channel, and she has cleavage.
No, but that's not what happened. I've told this.
That was.
You know what? We're in the podcast. I can tell you the story again. You might not remember this. Back in like 2011, I was up to like 20,000 Twitter followers.
Okay.
I mean, that page was on fire. The main reason was because I got into a fight, a Twitter fight with Hulk Hogan's soon-to-be ex-wife around 2009.
See? Same thing happened that they're doing with Cardi B.
She was upset with a story I put in Nash Trash, if that was a celebrity gossip feature we used to do on the Morning Rush years ago. Mm-hmm. And I called out, what was the girl's name? Brooke Hogan? Is that her name? I called her out about something. And Mom chimed in, and she was on that TV show Hogan Knows Best.
That's right.
And she started tweeting at me that she did something she did. So I was going back at her. Well, I picked up literally like 7,000 followers over like a week.
Right.
It was unbelievable. But with that being said, then in like 2011, somebody hacked my account and started tweeting out like porn videos and all this other stuff. So, you know, all we're doing is like, I don't even have access to my account. I can't even get on there and say it's not me anymore. So it got so bad that the Clear Channel lawyers at the time, the Clear Channel lawyers at the time contacted Twitter and said, you know, we got to get Kelly Nash's account back to him. And they tried, I guess. I don't know what happened. But they said, we're going to shut it down for a week or so, and then it should be cleared out and we'll be good to go. They shut it down for a week, and then when I tried to get back in, I was like, I need a password. Like, you're not allowing my old password to work.
Right.
What do I do? And then there was like, I kept going back and refreshing, and then all of a sudden it was like, this account has been claimed. It's like, Kelly Nash, that's me. And it was from that girl. And then shortly thereafter, she had the tweet that went round the world because her very first day as a journalist, literally her first day on the job, she was the Tampa Bay Rays sports reporter. She was a beat reporter. And their first game that year was going to be playing the Red Sox in Boston. She's taking a selfie of herself on top of the Green Monster.
Right.
And is during batting practice. And somebody hit a home run, and it missed her head by an inch. And when she snapped the selfie, the ball was like right next to her. And that thing got picked up by every newspaper in the world. And so now there's no way I'm going to get that account back.
No, you're not getting that.
And of course, she's a Clemson graduate. So on top of it, if you put in Kelly Nash, South Carolina, she's still out.
She still pops up.
Way over me. It's really tough out here for a guy named Kelly Nash, I'll tell you that.
All right. So, listen, just know that Kelly and I are in a competition. Oh, and by the way, I'm having to move my Facebook friends over to the Morning Rush fan page.
Okay.
Because I can only have 5,000 friends. Well, I've had 5,000 friends since Facebook came out.
Yeah.
So if you've ever tried to friend me, and I couldn't because I'm limited, so now I'm moving all those friends over, hopefully, to the Jonathon Rush, the Morning Rush fan page on Facebook. So Kelly and I want to win this prize. We don't even know what it is.
I think it's the first prize is you keep your job.
I think that's part of it.
Second place is you get some sort of walking papers.
Yeah, we get one of those nothing but cakes. That's what we get. And Tumbleweed likes the red velvet, so we'll request that. Hey, for tomorrow, I know we're going to do the Quirks thing because I'm going to admit that happened to me, and you're going to laugh out loud at how stupid I was. And then we've got Alexa's listening to you in your house when you're making love. If you make sounds like you're making love, Alexa turns on.
It turns Alexa on.
Yes, it does.
Both ways.
Both ways.
Yeah. Is anybody surprised by that, though? I think that they said that the number one reason that people do not have smart speakers now, about 3 years ago, the number one reason was price. 2 years ago, it was just too much. I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
Last year, the number one reason that people didn't have smart speakers was they didn't like the idea that this thing is always listening. So
Yeah.
people are they recognize that speaker, even when you shut it off, it's still on and still listening.
Yeah.
And there's somebody on the other end listening.
Because it's always in ready mode. When you say Alexa, that means it's listening. When you say
hello.
Alexa.
Hello. Hello, Google. You
Yeah.
say that to your Google phone or your Google home thing or whatever. They're all listening. But so
now if you yell out, hey, the kids are not here, let's go. Now Alexa suddenly turns on.
hey, what y'all doing? Switch to camera mode.
Right. Sally and I had this conversation the other night where she said something about we should just get the app where you get your food delivered. I said, there's no way in hell I'm eating anything from somebody who delivered food to my house from the restaurant that I chose.
What?
I'm not eating it.
Why wouldn't you?
Because there's no security measure on the containers. You don't know what people are doing with your food while they're riding around with it.
So the guy's grabbing a bag of food and
Yeah.
somehow... So let me ask you a question then. You're saying in the history of Jonathan Rush's life, you've never received a pizza?
I don't do takeout. I go get it myself.
Oh, come on!
I don't do takeout.
Yeah, never?
Never.
That's ridiculous. That's like the guy who told us that he wouldn't eat, food that people brought here or even eat at his mother-in-law's house, and then he went and got a bucket of fried chicken. It's like, remember, he was all about
That's right.
Come on.
Yeah, because he said his mother-in-law had a cat, and he was afraid to have a cat hair in his food. And I'm like, brother, you obviously never worked in the kitchen of a restaurant of a
Fast food
franchise.
restaurant.
Hello.
So that's what I'm saying, Jonathan. The people who are preparing your food at these restaurants, you don't know what's going on back there.
I know. That's enough. That's a big enough hurdle for me to cross.
So you're not going to allow somebody to deliver your food from whatever your favorite
No,
restaurant
because
is?
look, 38% of these drivers already admit they eat your food. They're snacking on your fries and stuff. They're getting their fingers all over your food.
Maybe I just divvy it up, a little for you, a little for me.
Maybe I should. If I ever do start, I'm going to order like 4 orders of fries. That way you
Put
can
one
have,
for the driver.
Yeah, here's
that one's
yours.
for the driver. Jonathan, we are looking at Americans talking about what would be a kind of like a red line. Remember Barack Obama famously said, if you cross this, that'd be a red line for us.
Yes.
So this is the red line for why you would not date somebody. So you went out maybe on one date, or you're starting to know them a little bit, and you're about to possibly get into a romantic relationship. Red line. I'm not going to give you the number one reason, but some of them are interesting. Like if you're always on the phone. Mm-hmm. If you talk a lot on the phone, for 46% of Americans, they say they're not going to talk. They're not interested.
If you
in
talk
dating.
on the phone,
A lot. Yeah, you're always on the phone. You're one of those people who's constantly, and you're texting, and you're probably looking at stuff, and then you're calling people.
Right.
They're just so obsessed with their phone. 46% of Americans say, I will not date you because of that.
they want you focused on them. They don't mind you texting, but if you're going to have a conversation, talk to me and text to your friends. They're okay with that, but don't talk to your friends and just look at me and go.
34% of Americans say they would not date somebody if they described their ex as crazy. If you say your ex is crazy, then they're not interested in dating you.
That's, I've never thought about that. That's actually pretty smart.
Really?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
what if
I'm
their
into
ex
that.
was crazy? Like mine. I'm just kidding.
By the way, I can testify to the fact she was not. Okay. But one of the things used to say, if I went to a girl's house and she had a picture of her with any animal, like her cuddling up with a kitty cat or a dog, immediately off the
Really?
list. Yeah. No, you're too lonely. You're going to be too needy, you're too clingy, you're too lonely.
Well, we'll come up with the red lines, I guess, tomorrow morning, 7:15. You
Okay.
can tell us what your interesting red line is. And we'll give you the number one and a couple other ones in there as well.
Okay, we're still holding over the wedding redo ideas. I
Yep.
want to keep that one on the list. And we're still holding over the girl who got upset at Disneyland but with the people showing up with no kids.
Yeah, that's right. There was maybe we'll do that one tomorrow.
Yeah, the Tom Brady thing I'm taking off the list. I think everybody's already commented online about what they thought
The
about
Disney woman said that she does not want anybody who's not coming in with kids allowed into Disney.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gone viral, and most people think she's crazy. But a lot of people, surprisingly, I'd say 30% of the people commenting on her tweet are saying she's got the right idea. If you don't have kids, you shouldn't be allowed in Disney. What?
Okay. All right, that's why I want to keep it on the list. I want to go back to that one.
Yeah.
All right, we got to wrap this up for the day. Thank you for being here. Also, remember to follow us, especially now that the competition's on, because I'm telling you, that all but cake thing that's a great prize.
And you need to explain that Jonathon is spelt with an O-N,
yeah.
not an A-N. So if
Yeah,
you're
the
looking for
Jonathan with
Rush,
an A-N, I think, is a running back from Oklahoma.
don't follow him, follow Jonathon with
Yeah.
an O-N.
Right. Well, you can follow both of us, but don't leave me out of the mix, because I want to win the all-bunt cake and some fried chicken. Hey, have a great day. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning. Remember, our number is 978-WCOS. You can always get in touch with us on social media. And if you're thinking about something that we didn't mention and you want us to talk about it, then let us know what it is, okay? That way you can help us plan tomorrow's show today on The Morning Rush.